The United States experienced major waves of immigration during the colonial era, the first part of the 19th century, and from the 1880s until the 1920s as well. Many immigrants came to America seeking greater economic opportunities and better futures, while some, such as the Pilgrims in the early 1600s, arrived in search of religious freedom. Immigrants largely arrived through legal channels and also from crossing the border legally. There were 39.9 million foreign-born people in the United States in 2010. After crossing the border and finally getting to the United States, most immigrants have made a home here in the U.S. 11.5 million undocumented immigrants were living in the United States in January 2011, an increase of one-third since 2000, when there were 8.5 million undocumented immigrants. 86% of undocumented immigrants have been living in the United States for 7 years or longer. The Obama administration has directed an unprecedented amount of resources to ensuring our southern border is secure and undocumented immigrants, criminal and non-criminal, are deported. In June 2012, the Department of Homeland Security announced they would allow DREAM Act eligible youth to apply for deferred action, granting them protection against deportation and the ability to get work authorization. Notwithstanding these efforts, in the absence of lasting solutions that fix our broken immigration system, state legislators have passed a wide array of immigration measures, ranging from Arizona's famous Papers, Please measure that has risen to the U.S. Supreme Court to immigrant-friendly DREAM Act measures. After hearing some of these shocking facts and also seeing how the DACA program has benefited some of the recipients of the program as well, we take on to Rio Rancho High School and see some of the students who are under the DACA program's umbrella and see how the positive and negative outcomes of this program has affected their lives.
So when DACA first came out, I felt really relieved that there was like some sort of safety net under all of us immigrants that came here. Against probably our wills because we came at a very young age, and I felt like I could have some sense of security in this country without having to worry about being deported or So DACA has helped me most importantly get a social security card, and that has helped me get a job, and I've held that job for about a year and 2 months now. And so having that job, being able to work, put in, give back to the government, being able to actually attend school and get some sort of financial aid for the university that I want to go to is really nice, because in some other states you don't get to get the same benefits that I do, and I just really believe that DACA really has helped me, not just now, but it's going to help me in the long run.
Alright. How did you feel when DACA was started?
I felt hopeful for the future because I felt there was more opportunity for people that came here like me.
Okay. How has DACA helped you?
DACA has helped me in many ways. It's given me the ability to work here so I can make money and help out my family.
How does the idea of taking DACA away affect you?
It kind of scares me a little bit because that's like our future, and so I feel if they don't put in something else that'll give immigrants benefits, then I don't know what I'll do. It's spooky, scary.
What do you want to say to those that believe DACA recipients are just overusing the benefits?
Well, I think you should cut them some slack because they're working hard to make a living here, and they came here for a better future, and DACA is providing them that. So if you think they're overusing their benefits, you should just give them more of a chance. Cut them some slack.
As you see now, these two students from our very own high school both use their DACA program to better their economic and educational lives here in the U.S. They also give back to their country and community by paying their taxes and by being good community citizens. Coming into the new year with a new president and new legislators, President Donald J. Trump, supported by his legislators, has made a key point for our country's immigration laws to change drastically. Here is a video of how President Trump's decision to cancel the DACA program affects millions of undocumented immigrants.
Have you ever been to Mexico? I have not. When I was born there, but this is my life, this country is my life, and it's all I know.
On Tuesday, Attorney General Jeff Sessions announced that DACA, a program that protects nearly 800,000 undocumented young immigrants, will be phased out. Now those DACA recipients, often known as dreamers, face an uncertain future. Shortly after Jeff Sessions' announcement, hundreds of DACA recipients and allies protested in front of Trump Tower in New York City. Some dreamers are fearful and don't know what their future holds.
When I did get DACA, I was able to use my college degree to get a job. I was able to enter the workforce, which I wasn't before. So it's just really hard to know that I'm once again put in a place of uncertainty where I have no control over what's going to happen to me.
I feel very disappointed, but I've lost everything.
Immigration advocates also showed up in Manhattan, expressing anger and feeling ashamed.
People deserve permanent protection. People deserve respect and dignity, and this is shameful.
I don't know what we are doing that every human being shouldn't be doing. This should be compelling everybody to get up.
I just want rights for our children. I don't think that it matters what color our skin is. Isn't the point of America that we're supposed to be a melting pot?
In New Jersey, dreamers mobilized at Rutgers University and spoke of their fear.
There are so many others like us, but they're afraid to represent because they're afraid that one day, they could outshine and eventually fall down and be deported.
The 2012 executive order signed by President Barack Obama is generally popular among Americans. According to an August NBC News and SurveyMonkey poll, 64% of Americans support DACA. The Trump administration is already facing pushback and potential legal action in New York. Shortly after the announcement, Mayor Bill de Blasio tweeted at President Trump that the city will defend our dreamers. Governor Andrew Cuomo said that the state would sue if DACA is rescinded. Cuomo says that 42,000 New Yorkers would be impacted by the policy reversal. While their future remains uncertain, dreamers want people to know that they are in this country for a better life.
We are not here to steal opportunities. We are here to give equal chances to everybody else. We are going to work for it, we're going to fight for it, and that's what we're doing today.
I came when I was 6. It was back in 2006. Gotten so used to being here, like I've never been anywhere outside of Greenville. I have studied here. I graduated from here. It's just my home. It broke my heart, like when sorry. It's just hard. I'm the oldest of our family. I've been here forever. It's the only place I know is home. I was already denied my cosmetology license, and so I was okay with that. I handled it, and then now this, it's just harder. So it's harder to accept that, and I don't want to.
I have a dream, and that is to be a medical doctor. I want to serve my community, and I hope to do that here one day. In 2012, when I was not able to go to college, I felt very rejected. I felt unwelcome, and I thought I was going to go back to Honduras to go to medical school there. But DACA happened, and that changed everything. That changed my decision to go back to Honduras, a country I don't see as home, but more foreign. And I decided to stay here, my home. I'm gonna let it shine. To the poorhouse, everywhere I go. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
So with DACA being repealed, or it being in the process of being repealed because of what Trump's wanting to get rid of the administrative order that Obama had, it affects me because, most importantly, my DACA is going to expire next month, and so I'm kind of like on the limbo to, like, I don't know if they're going to come after me, if immigration's going to want to deport me, or if, like, I'm going to be a bigger target for, like, police people, and, just I don't want to get in trouble, as well as I don't know how I'm gonna end up with my jobs, if I'm gonna end up like fired, or if I'm gonna have to find a new job, or if I'm gonna be able to stay, as well as future scholarships, and just being able to feel safe in an environment where I'm clearly not welcome, according to a lot of people, you know.
But also worldwide, whether it be immigrants or refugees, they all have one goal, which is to find a better and new home. It's not their fault their country is doing bad, or whether their parents bring them to a new place. They are just doing good, doing what's best to protect their family and succeed to live. Some people think that with all these immigrants coming, they could potentially kill the American culture, with them being a majority group. But most immigrants and DACA recipients come here looking for an American dream and be someone. Many argue that they have come and taken away the jobs of Americans, but what they have actually done is take the lowest minimum wage and try to live off of that money. They take the hardest jobs, risking their health, such as in crop fields out in the sun all day, construction, where many die or get injured. It's not their fault that they acted quickly to find a job and keep stable. They wanted to do something and help with this country.